Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Doing things a little bit different. I'm showing you the finished product before I show you how to make it. So I know I don't normally do that, but I thought it might be helpful with where this was going. So I'm going to show you how to make these little accordion style pockets. That's what I'm going to show you how to do today. They're super easy and they're very versatile. So I'm going to show you a couple of options. So we're going to make this one together. We're going to make this one together today. And the one in this journal, we are also going to make today. So this is the one I'm putting in the bag journal. You can see how big and fun that is. So there's that. And then I will talk about this one a little bit. Not making this one on camera. If you guys want to see me make one more like this, please leave a comment. I made this one a couple weeks ago when I was visiting my friend. So I just wanted to give you guys another option to see what you can do. But what I'm going to show you today is how to make the base version so you can fancy it up and do all kinds of stuff. So this is just accordion style pockets. Let's do it. Okay, so we have some stuff here ready to go. So we need a couple of envelopes. And I've got some different options. So I'm going to do kind of really quick to show you some different options with some things. So here, junk mail envelopes. Probably have some of those. Or regular plain envelopes. I have two different kinds here because I wanted to show a couple of different options with making these little accordion style folder envelope thingies. And let's just get started. So first of all, make sure that your envelopes are closed if you're going to be using envelopes. So I'm just going to glue this guy on here. So I'm closing it, gluing it closed. These ones, because I got them in a bunch of stuff before, they're pretty much glued already, but I'm gonna just hit some of the corners, make sure that they're nice and stuck down. And then we'll go on to our next step. So basically you're prepping your envelopes, making sure they're ready to go. So these ones are all glued. They're all the same size. You do not have to use stuff that's the same size. I'm just using things that are the same size today. If you don't have envelopes, you can make your own out of paper as well. All it is you fold a piece of paper in half, glue or tape the edges. So now we need to get this top edge off. I'm just going to, because we need to open these up. So I'm just going to take a little ruler and cut them this way. So I'm going to hold that, whoop. I want them to be pretty even. So we're going to take off the top edge of this little stack of envelopes here. I'm not measuring. I'm just going to eyeball it. I only need a sliver off. That's good. And I have an X-Acto. Hopefully it's sharp. Hopefully I don't wiggle. So I'm just cutting the top edge of these off. Okay. Garbage. Trying to work a little cleaner. You can also use a scissors. You don't have to use an X-Acto. It's just the way I do it. Find your way. Don't do my way if you have a better way. Now, I want these edges to be a little bit more sturdy. So my next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to line the top edge of these with some washi tape. This can be a little tricky. If you don't need to do this step if your paper is sturdy enough. There's some different ways to make your paper sturdy. I like the look of washi tape, so that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to use some black on this. I just have some here, so this is what we're using. So I want to have enough that's going to go all the way around. So I should have measured, but this is like 5.5. What is that? No. Yeah. 5.5. So I need at least, okay, that happened. So I'm going to just start with this piece that tore and go from there, because apparently it didn't want to go straight. So this is pretty sticky, but I want to make sure it's nice and sticky. So I am going to run this along the glue like so. Hope you're having a good day. Oop, I know I did something a little different with this video. I showed the end product first. So now I'm showing you how to make it. Now, this is what I do. I kind of line it up about in the middle of this. I like to line it up. I'm going to use these lines as a guide. Honestly, it really doesn't matter that much. You do you. But if you have a washi that's got a design on it, it sometimes can help if you know where you're going. Okay, that's pretty good. So that I'm pushing down on this top edge. Okay. Now I'm gonna open this a little bit so I can get in there. And then I'm gonna bring this around this way, nice and straight, or straight-ish. It was almost enough to get all the way around, not completely. So you just don't want the washi to stick to itself. I'm sure there are some other ways to do this. This is just the way that I do it. And I like to fold it in. Hey, that actually worked pretty well. So I'm going to do this to all 3 pieces. So I might fast forward so it's not so much time doing it so my video doesn't get too terrible long. So basically you're just folding that all the way in. Open that up a little. Pushing it down. It's a little fiddly to do it this way. It's just the way I do it. I don't know. But I like to reinforce the edges, so that's what I do. Sometimes sound effects make it go better. Okay, so that's on there pretty good, and I'm just gonna really press it on there. Okay, so that one's on. Now we'll go on to the next one. Okay, so we have the washi on these. So next I will tell you anything you want to do, especially to the back envelopes, it's easier to do it now before you glue them together. So what we're going to do, I want to distress these a little bit, at least on the edges, because that's the only part you're going to see. So we're going to have, it's going to go like this. I think I want it that way, because you're still going to see the top edges of everything, but you're not, and you're going to see kind of the edges around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly distress at least the edges of the envelopes where you might see them. I'm not going to decorate anything right now. I'm going to save that for whenever this goes into a journal, but I'm just kind of showing you the base for how we're going to do things right now. So let's go ahead and get these inked up. I want something grungy-er, so let's just grab, I think I'm going to go with, I really want it dark and messy for this one, but I don't know. Let's just see. We'll just use this because it's right here. So this is just a regular stays on type ink, but this is kind of going to go in a grungier journal. So I'm just going to distress the edges of these guys really quick. And then it's kind of prepped more. So edges you're going to see, think about that. So I'm going to get a little bit in here too. You don't have to. This is all like just different decisions that you make when it comes to your personal aesthetic. So how you like things, what you want to do, that kind of jazz. I'm just going to hit the edges here because I don't know what all I'm going to see yet in this journal that I'm planning this for, or that this is going to go in. So I just at least want to hit the edges of all of these envelopes. Okay, that one's done. Next, here in the front, here in the middle, I want to put some little tabs on the top of this to make it easier to see what everything, like where it's going to open, where each envelope's going to open. So I'm going to put them next. So there's different ways that you can do this with tabs. So you can use these little plastic like file things, and I'm going to put these on one but not this one, so these can get stuck on the top of here. What we're going to do on this one is I'm going to make some out of some scrap. I forgot to grab scrap, so we'll see what I've got on my table because I don't know. What do we got here? I don't know. We'll just use this piece of scrap. I don't know if I can get the plastic off of it. Oh, I've got some black. Never mind. Here's some black right here. So this is just a tag punch. So I'm just going to punch a couple things out of here. I just need 3 of them. Ooh, they jumping. That one went on my lap. It's good. So this is just a regular little tag punch that I have. You probably have something similar. If not, you can cut these. You just tear pieces of paper. It doesn't matter. Why I like these little tags, the shape is almost perfect to fold them in half. And you can kind of line up those little corners like so. So there's one. And I think I want the texture side facing forward. You just line those up, fold them in half. Okay, and then we're gonna glue those on there. But these are plain, so what do I have that I can ink these with quickly to make them messier? Maybe I won't worry about it right this second. Okay, so let's see. This is going to go in a book probably this way. So I'm going to put the tabs on this side. So you open it this way, I think. Yeah. Or it could go this way. So now we're going to just glue these together and put them on our little pages. I was using my glue yesterday to help my son make some little paper dinosaurs. He was having a good old time. So this goes on here. And now you're going to take your little envelope and you're going to just put your tab on as far up as you want. Oh, I forgot to do one thing on these. Sugar beans. That's okay. I can do it while it's on here. Kind of make it straight. I forgot I need this on this side as well. And one more step I left out on these little tags. that I like to do. So that's there. You can see how that just makes it a little bit nicer. Here is what I need to grab a hole punch because this is what I was going to show you. So with these tags, once you have it like this, you just take a little hole punch and you nip out the corner like that. And now you have a perfect little tag, and we can still do this one, so it's not a big deal. And if I'm doing a bunch of these for a project, what I'll even do is once I do one and I like it, I will line it up and use it as my guide so they're all the same. So I just line up that corner and nip it out with a hole punch. You could just take a little corner off with the scissors too. Super simple thing. All right, so now we're gonna go like this again for the next one. So glue on the whole thing this time. And we're gonna take our second one and figure out whereabouts we want it. And our third one, whereabouts we want it. So I want them like so, I think. And this gives you a guide for how big they are too if you line them up this way. I like doing it this way because when I didn't do it this way, I ended up putting it in a spot that did not work very well. And now the next one. So I like to put the tabs on first, but you don't have to do that. And sometimes it's easier to wait until you know what you're going to want where and all that jazz. Okay, so that one is there. That one is there. And then we'll put a third one on that last page, right about here-ish. I think that's about the right space, and it's straight. Mostly straight. Boop. Okay. All right, so those are on there. Boom, boom. Now, this is basically the easiest part, I feel like. So once you know where it's going to go in your journal, or you can make these ahead of time, you don't have to do it, and you can just have these ready to go and stick in some other stuff. So all you're going to do is roughly find the middle, and you're going to put some glue. Now, I really, really like, there's a heavy-duty double-sided tape. I don't have any left, so I used it up on my last project. So you're going to go up like this. Okay? And then you're going to put this on there, and you're going to smush it. Okay? And you're going to do the same thing. You can use a ruler. You can do what you want. I eyeball it because it doesn't have to be perfect. You can use a heavy-duty glue stick, but heavy-duty double-sided tape works super well, and it's super easy to put on then too. Okay, I don't have that, so we use what we got, right? You could use foam tape too if you wanted to. Now this is ready to go. See how we have a little accordion style pocket. Okay, and it's sturdy, like that glue I just put on, and it's already holding really well. Okay, so then you can put this in your book. What you want to do when you put it in your book is you don't want to glue the whole back unless you want to. I don't like to glue the whole back. I found this out from experience that once this is flat, this won't open very far. See how it has to flex? So this needs to move back here. So if you glue the whole back, it won't have the same movement. So you want to make sure that you just glue it in this area, maybe a little wider if you want it to be secure. Or if you're going to put it in a book or something like that, you can put a ribbon around it too. I'll show you that when we get to that point. So this one is essentially ready to go into a journal. Just needs some more decoration. That's it. So that one's ready to rock. Now let's go ahead So these are just little envelopes, okay? So we're going to do a very similar situation. However, I'm going to instead, we're going to tuck this part in here like that for the front. So the first one is going to go like that. So I'm going to glue this flap down on the inside. So it's a variation. And as you start making these, you'll come up with some really cool ideas, I bet, because it's one of those things where the more you try stuff and experiment, the more ideas you get about how you can do things. So I'm gluing that in right like that. So that's a nice sturdy back on that one. Okay, I'm going to move this. It might be easier to see without this paper right here. I don't want to lose my pin. Just put it up there. Okay, so that one is going to be our front. I want to reinforce this just a little bit, this nip in the front. Now, do we want them all to be like that? We could. However, you don't have as much place to hold them together if you do that. So I'm not going to do that with the other ones. Okay, so we're going to cut off the backs of the other ones. So we're going to glue this envelope closed as well. But it's all about trying to experiment a little bit and see some different ways to do it. Okay, so that one's glued. Now we're going to glue this one quick. All right, now same thing. These two, we're going to cut open. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to cut open this way. So I'm just opening up the top of the envelope with the blade. So it's just cut across the top. Probably could have used a bigger blade. Okay, that one's done. Next. Okay, boom, boom. So we have our 3 envelopes here. This part is reinforced on this one. These ones, not so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some washi just along this edge. You don't have to use washi. You could use paper. Don't have to reinforce it at all, actually, if you didn't want to. I just have this here, so we're going to use it. And I'm just going to go like, I'm lining it up with the edge of this. Nothing super fancy. This is going to get decorated later, so I really am not bothered by the tears and stuff, because we'll probably make it fancier later on. If it's not perfect, it's okay. I don't mind. It's okay. Let's just cut the edges off of this. See, I didn't even line up. That was not even lined up super straight. It's okay though. Don't mind. So I'm just cutting the washi off the edge of that one. Okay, so there's the front reinforced on that one. These two, we're just going to go across the top. I'm just lining it up with the edge this time. Let's do one at a time. I'll do it this way. It's easier for me to see it on this way. This washi is pretty sticky. Otherwise, I would run it across my tape, but this one's pretty sticky. Okay. Man, washi tape today has been a struggle. Goodness. Behave yourself. Okay, that one's good. See, and it overlapped a little touch. Okay. Okay, so that one's done. I'm gonna do this one really quick. That my torn edge, yes. Okay, so that's just straight across. Sturdy enough. Envelope is sturdy enough. You don't have to fold them in like I did on the other one. It's totally fine. Now we have this like this, okay? So next, do we need tabs here? Probably not, because we have this little opening. Then these are gonna get glued here. So we're not gonna put tabs on this one. We're just gonna rock and roll. So let's see. Is that my center? Roughly. So you can see my center. I'm going to glue it. And I didn't distress the edges of this envelope because I kind of want, sometimes I don't, you don't need to ink everything. So I kind of want to show it a little quicker. Okay. Number 3. You can go from there. Okay. So now that one is essentially done too. All right, third one. Now, with junk mail envelopes, especially since this one has this pocket on the front, I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do. So we're gonna explore that one together as we go. But we do need to have them be about the same size, and they need to be closed because we need a contained spot. So I'm going to, oh, look at that. It's got one of those on it. These were in my used envelope bin. I'm using this end, not this end, for the middle one. And these are all the same size. And then this one is going to be on the top. So I think what we'll do is we're going to cut it just above this part of the envelope. We could do it lower and then you can just fold it, make this part sturdier, but we're going to go right above this. So I'm going to do the same thing as we did with the other one. So I'm just going to line it up and cut it with an X-Acto. Let's see what we see here. We're going to line it up right here. Okay, so I am going to put some washi across the top of each one of these as well. So I'm going to do that really quick and then we'll come back. Okay, back to finish up this one. Okay, so we are going to, so I taped the top edges. I decided to use a really wide washi tape on all the top edges of these. I also went ahead and inked them a little bit as well. So now we are ready to rock and roll. So, as you can see, we're gonna have nice wide top edges here. We are going to put some tabs, and I'm going to do the clear tabs on these before we glue them. So here are the tabs. Actually, let's glue it first. We're going to glue these ones first. And I'm going to do these. I was contemplating something earlier, but I think this is, I'm going to try glue stick on this one and just see, because I have used this heavy duty glue stick on these before and it has worked. So we're going to test it out again and see. So lining them up. So this is a Scotch permanent glue stick. It's like a Scotch Create is the one I really like. I don't think this is a Scotch Create, but it is still really good. Okay, so those are all on there. Make sure that we got a good smooshage. So these are a little bit, it's wider, but these are taller. Because I'm planning on probably putting tags or something in here, so taller things anyway. So then let's go ahead and put the little dividers on. So I'm going to do the back sticky first. Let's see, is right to left easier or left to right? I'm going to go on this side this time. Okay, all the way on. And then take this off. Okay. So that's the first one. And now we're going to go to the second one, which is right here, and I'm going to overlap it. So it's going to be on both of these. So same thing. I took the back sticky off. Ah, no. Almost lost it. And then that is going to go, because these are going to have to overlap. You know what? Let's do the last one first, and then we'll center the other one. So this is going on all the way. It's going back here. Come on, get in there, friendo. Okay, so the back part is on. I wanted to overlap it in here. Oh, is that a good idea? It's not a good idea. Nope, I'm not going to do that one like that. Not a good idea, because that would have changed where it was bending. See how it wouldn't have been able to bend there if I had put that on? So that could have been problematic. So now we want this kind of right in the middle of these two. So we need to go right here. I think it's right in the middle. No, go on further. Come on. No. Oh, that really wants to. Okay, I guess it's on there. It's sticking. We're stuck. Stuck. Nope. I'm gonna get it. Okay, I might need to put a little extra glue on that one since we did that. Okay, one more time. So I'm just putting some glue on there since I did that like a silly sauce. All right. See, that's why it is easier to put these on, I think, after. Sometimes. Okay, that one went in. Is it centered? Mostly it's centered. Okay, so that's good. We're gonna have to redo that sticky right there. So now you know why I like to put them on first before we have them glued together. I thought I was gonna be slick, and I don't know if this is gonna stick enough. We'll find out. Okay, so that is ready to go. Let's put it in a journal. Yes. And this is going in our bag journal. And then we'll decorate it later when we're working on our bag journal. So let's find a page. Let's go back this way. Somewhere. Find a cool page. Sturdy page. Nice sturdy page. Nice sturdy page. This is a nice sturdy page. This is perfect. Let's do it right here. Oh, I love that because then it's got the rose right there. Okay, cool. Let's just stick her on. Stick her on. And then we'll come back and decorate it later on when we are doing our working on our bag journal. Okay, so I'm going to use this glue and I'm going right down the middle. My glue is not coming out as I wish. Left it open for too long. All right, there we go. I'm gonna nice bead of glue on here. Just stick it onto our page. And then I'm gonna kind of go about there, I think. Yes, perfect. Okay, cool. All right, so that is in there now. And now, because we covered up this text spot, this is technically going to be another area where we can add some journaling. So then what we can do with this is we can add some tags or something. Will this fit in here? Yes. Okay. So we can put tags in here like so, some big tags or whatever. Or you can put your other ephemera stashes and things in here as well. And we still have plenty of space, plenty of room. We got good movement. So there we go. So there are a couple of options for you to experiment with. So that is that. And I have one more I'm going to show you that I did off. I've rearranged where my desk is, so I keep kicking my garbage bucket. Let me grab that journal. Okay, so this is another option. Let me find it here. This is a journal I am working in. So here is the one I made for this journal. So I did not use envelopes. I used scrap paper. So you can see, instead of using envelopes, I sewed my own. So it has a front pocket here. And then I sewed 2 pieces of cardstock together. So they're really sturdy, so I didn't have to worry about those edges. And I didn't put tabs on these because they're not all the same size. So this is just giving you another idea. And what I stuck in here is I stuck in some little bits and pieces of ephemera that are for this book. So I have some scraps in here. I have the rest of this box that I use. So this was a packaging box. I used some paper. Yeah, that's about it. That's how that goes. So there you go. Some different options. Another variation of the same thing. So basically, I wanted to show you a base of how you could do something in your journal. Another tool in your toolkit for things you can add to your journal. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. Here's our other ones we made today. So there you go. Go have fun, and most importantly, art with your heart. Thanks, guys.